Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You found The Local Show right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM. And on your digital devices, you can go to the Zoe Advertising YouTube page and you can see a video. So we pull back the curtain. You can see the studios and Steve and me and the guests and everything. The way it happens, right,
the way
Steve?
It's there. And we mentioned a few sets ago, don't forget to like and subscribe. We got put a comment in the comments. We're going to be giving away some Local Show coffee cups. Tom, show them the cup. You have one.
Yes, I have one.
There's the cup.
There's the cup.
There's the cup. There's the cup.
Okay.
And
there
we're
going
to pick a winner every week, and we appreciate y'all listening.
There's a YouTuber, very famous YouTuber now, named Mr. Beast. And what Mr. Beast would do is he'd give out credit cards for $1 million. But you only have like 1 minute to spend it all. It was a thing. And he was famous for giving away all that money and stuff. So we're not quite up to Mr. Beast standards in terms of giving. So we're starting with mugs instead of millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
There you go. All right. Right now it's our pleasure to speak with Marissa Vartak. She is a nurse practitioner, board certified nurse, and board certified in family medicine at OnCare Family Health. How are you, Marissa?
Great. How are you today?
Very good. Very good. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, so I own a primary care right in Cicero, New York, in front of CNS High School.
Okay.
Right on Route 31.
That's my stomping ground. I'm over in the pastures. I'll drive by you all the time.
And I went to Cicero when it was Cicero.
Yeah.
Shows how old I am. So
That's great. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So we opened right in March. I have been a nurse practitioner for several years before that as a hospitalist and also covering nursing homes. So through the pandemic, which was tough. And then prior to that, in family practice as well. So, and then prior to that, even as an RN in ICUs throughout most of Central New York. So, but we are family practicing ages 5 and up. We opened in March. We are accepting new patients, and I think primary care has become quite a bit of a shortage for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So. And then that really kind of reared its ugly head through the pandemic, too, when we saw our hospitals overrun and, patients couldn't get not only preventative care, but even acute care. So that's when we, decided.
So if someone needs a primary care physician, Tom, everyone needs a primary care physician.
Well, sure. Yeah.
That's what you represent in that space.
Yes.
Okay, so someone says, I need a primary care physician. Do they have to wait 4 months for an appointment?
No.
How does it work? What are the real? Because I hear that you sign up and then you have to wait, and I know I had that experience before. So what's the?
So that is the current problem, even in not just this area, not just the state, even in other states too. Primary care is hard to come by. They're very overwhelmed, and it does take months to get in as a new patient, and even as an established patient. It's very rare that they'll see you on the same day for a sick visit. So people are using urgent cares in the ER, and then we have the shortages and problems we have. Right now, we are probably booking out maybe 3 weeks for new patients. But if you're established, my whole practice is really founded on, patient care, when you need it. Okay, so if you're established in our practice, and my staff all know this, my nurses all know this, and you call in and you're sick, you want to be seen today. Right. You don't want to be seen next week.
Wow, that was true.
We always strive to fit you in on the same day, depending on the emergency. If you can't do today and next day, if it can wait, yes. But we always strive for that.
Interesting. You look like a very young lady. But yet you speak as if you've been in the business for a long time. How many years has it been for you?
About 10.
Right. Gee, that's fantastic. Now, I have to ask you, why not go all the way for the MD?
Well, I think, when I first started, I really wanted to spend more time with my hands on the patient and really caring for them and their families as an entirety. So that's why I went into nursing, and that's what I, really enjoy doing is taking care of people. And, even as a primary care provider and as a nurse practitioner, it's a lot of listening to the patient and a lot of understanding their whole entire family and their situation and their environment. So you can get a lot done by just doing that. It's not just prescriptions and, quick in and out type deal.
For years, I went to a nurse practitioner. This goes back a few years, and he would spend so much more time with me than the primary doctor, whatever, of that practice.
Right,
and at first, I was like, "Can I see the doctor?" I felt like I was missing something.
So some people do. That's why I asked the question.
But then as time went on, I'm like, okay, this guy was, certainly as bright as the doctor. Asked the right questions, and it got done, and I didn't have to wait 50 years to go,
Sure. So let's talk turkey. What would people not get? Is there anything that they would be missing from seeing you as opposed to seeing a doctor? Like, what would be the benefits or the non-benefits?
No, so nurse practitioners and doctors work closely as a team all the time. It's interdisciplinary, but basically in primary care, I think a majority of people would agree that you're really probably not seeing the doctor.
Most of the time,
We all work together as a team, but, in New York State, nurse practitioners have full authority to practice medicine.
Yeah, and at the urgent care centers, those are nurse practitioners most of the time, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah.
And they've been great. I mean, anytime I've had to go, they've been fine. But I would rather go to someone I feel like I know, they have my records.
Yeah.
They're not sending for it. They have a relationship with them. Because I've had to go to urgent care for certain things, like getting fish hooks.
Stupid things. Yeah.
Do you help people?
Yeah. Do you do stupid?
Hey, life is life. Life happens. It's real life. So we're here to help.
So just imagine someone got a fish hook in their finger or hand. Would you be able to help?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just curious. I know someone that's happened to 5 times in his life.
And let's talk a little bit more. This is a great conversation because, I have said to the wife several times that I'm going to leave my doctor. There's no doubt. And I've been with him for 30 years. I'm 58 years old, and, I've been with him for a long time. But I feel that I don't get good care. I can't talk to him. He rushes me out of the office really quick. He's always busy, and it always seems like he's pushing, the drugs and the shots and the this and the that. I guess, how are you handling the fact that people, since COVID-19 came out, they're a little distrustful of doctors?
Super.
Wow, great question.
You feel that?
Yeah, and I feel it every day. Patients come all the time and they're not happy. They're switching primaries. They feel like they've been rushed. They feel like they're not really listened to. And most of the time their problems really aren't that challenging. Some are, yes, but
you haven't met Tom.
They just haven't had the opportunity to kind of,
vent
get everything out. And they come and they're frustrated and upset. But after the first visit or so, it seems to be just fine. But the biggest thing, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or you should be managed by a primary care provider, and you should be seeing them regularly.
Sure.
It shouldn't just be a yearly physical or an urgent care sick visit once or twice a year. Those conditions need to be managed. So, definitely.
So you've seen a difference in people's attitudes since coronavirus and pandemic.
For sure, yeah.
Why do you think it is?
Well, I think it became very political, and I think people who are not in the medical field got involved with giving their opinions on what's true and what's not true. And so I think people started researching themselves, and the Dr. Google is not, he's not a great practitioner. So
I'll give you that.
But people still seem to trust Dr. Google quite a bit. So it's really about establishing a relationship with your patient, and that's what we're about. Family practice. Back in the day when you brought your kid in and your kid was sick, Johnny was sick, and mom, in the corner was coughing and hacking herself. The doc looked at mom and said, "Hey, mom, you're sick too, aren't you? Let's get you taken care of too." That's what this is about, bringing back family practice the way it should be, managing everybody in the entire family.
So if someone wanted to have a conversation, 6 698-4888, 698-4888, and they could have a conversation and see what the process is at OnCareFamilyHealth.com. OnCareFamilyHealth.com. No hyphens or anything, just write it out.
Just right out there.
Very good. Well, I'll probably be coming over to talk with you. I'm right around the corner.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then I'll be coming every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're happy to have you.
You say that now.
Marissa Vartak, right there. Board certified nurse and board certified in family medicine.
Nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner, yes. At OnCare Family Health. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. We're going to talk with Charlie Van Patten. Coming up next, we know that sleep is important, and he's the owner of Mattress Makers. He'll be right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, and everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.